Time for another top five, and this one is another founding country of Eurovision. It's Belgium. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Now, if you haven't come to my channel before, or if you haven't yet subscribed, please do click on that button. Also, click on the notification bell, and of course, please share, comment, or like. Today, we're looking at my top five songs from Belgium. Now, Belgium have been in Eurovision a long time, right from the very start, and they've only missed 3 contests. So they've had 61 entries, so it's a lot of songs that I've had to go through to make a decision on what my top 5 are. Now, while Belgium's been in a lot, they haven't perhaps had as much success as perhaps they would have liked or we might expect. They've only won the once. They've come second 3 times, but they've also come last 8 times as well, although they've done a bit better in recent years. Now, perhaps somewhat controversially, their sole victory is not in my top 5, so it's a bit of a spoiler there. But their sole victory was in 1986 with Sandra Kim and Jim Levy. Now, she has the distinction of being the youngest ever winner of Eurovision, and she will always be the youngest ever winner of Eurovision at just 13 years old, because the age rule came in a few years later, so that any singer has to be at least 16. So she has that distinction. It would be in my top 10 of Belgian songs, but it's not in my top 5. That's not one of my favourite sort of winners. But fortunately, with so many songs, there are other ones to choose from. And in number 5, we have a very recent song from 2017. It's Blanche with City Lights.
All alone, the danger's on. Are you ready to take my hand? All alone, the flame burns.
Now, this finished 4th for Belgium with a huge points total, 363 points. Now, there was a huge amount of hype about this at the time. It's a very modern song, and got a lot of reaction in the fandom. I wasn't quite as taken. I liked it a lot, but perhaps not quite as taken as some of the kind of the reviewers had been. And when she did her rehearsals, and when we'd seen her at the London Eurovision party, she'd been very nervous and did wonder whether it was actually going to do well. But she pulled it all out of the bag in the grand final and gave a really good performance. And it is a really good song, and ended up coming 4th. And it's made its way onto my top 5. At number 4, we go quite a way back in time, all the way back to 1966, with Tanya and Un peu de poivre, un peu de sel. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt.
Elle m'a longtemps regardé, et voici ce qu'elle m'a dit. Un peu de poivre, un peu de sel, un peu d'amour, un peu de miel, quand tout cela sera mélangé.
Now, this finished 4th with 14 points, different scoring system back then. But actually, it was Belgium's best result to date to that time. In fact, it was their best result until 1978. It's a little quirky, very early Eurovision song, a little gem, I think. And yes, do go and check the kind of full video out. Very classic 60s kind of styling as well, you'll see, which I think is always good to see. In number 3, it is Kate Ryan and Je t'adore.
Je t'adore and I can't conceal it. Je t'adore, anyone can see it. Give me just a little more, everything I'm waiting for.
This was back in 2006, and goodness me, this still remains a very controversial and slightly upsetting episode for many of us Eurovision fans. It was a huge fan favourite, a pre-contest favourite going into the 2006 contest. It's very cheesy, it's camp, it's all of those things. But it didn't make it through the semi-finals. In fact, it finished 12th in the semi-final. Now, this was back in the days when there was just a single semi-final, so it made it extra difficult to get out of them. 23 songs were in that semi-final, and poor old Kate finished 12th. But I think to this day, I think it's a travesty, and it really should have got to the final. I think if it had been in the days of 2 semi-finals, I'm pretty sure it would have got through. Even so, it makes it into my top 5, and it's a great cheesy camp Eurotastic theme. Number 2, again staying quite recent, is Roberto Rosa with Love Kills in 2013. And this finished in 12th place, which is a pretty decent result, getting 71 points. Very easy, both on the ear and also the eye. It was a good singer, good pop song. Inevitably, being 2013, it had quite a lot of kind of dubstep in it. But, aside from that, it was a great pop song. Graham Norton did mention, he says, whoever did the choreography should be shot. And if you watch the video and look at the choreography of the backing dancers, you may well agree with him. But backing dancers aside, I thought it's still a good song today. I still enjoy listening to it on Spotify and on YouTube. And it's a worthy number 2. And finally, my number 1. Staying in the modern songs, it's 2015's Loic Nuts with Rhythm Inside.
And if we die tomorrow, what do we have to show for the wicked ways down below? The rhythm inside is telling us we can fly tomorrow on the beautiful.
This was a really fantastic song. Very, very different, very brave in terms of the song and the performance and the staging. And I thought it was a really quality song. It's a real mix of all sorts of kind of pop influences, music influences. Very brave choice, but it paid off. I know I had concerns that would this really get picked up by either by juries or by televote, but that seemed to work out well. And it's definitely my favourite Belgian results. Has a little bit of a UK connection, as our very own Siri from a couple of years ago. She was actually one of the backing singers. Well, although I say backing singer, she was to the front. You'll probably, if you spot her, she's got a little ponytail in the video. And actually, Siri also had been involved in Blanche's song as well. She's the musical director and a backing singer then. So 2 UK connections in this top 5. But I think you'll find that Loic Nuts it's a really interesting, very different, and I think it's a different song, and I think it shows what can happen when a country and the singer decides to be bold and go with what they want, go with what they want, rather than perhaps trying to go for, oh well, this will go well with the juries, or this will go with the televote. So, little tip for some other countries that may have been struggling. So I hope you enjoyed that top 5. Do let me know what you think should have been in it, if you agree with me, or if there's things that I've missed out, or who would you put yours on number 1. And we'll be back very soon with more top 5s.